Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this message. You might think you found this video by chance, but the algorithm did not bring you here today. Heaven intercepted your feed. I need your complete and undivided attention for the next few minutes. The enemy has been working overtime to keep you distracted, trying to make you swipe away before you hear this truth. Lock your spirit to my voice right now. For the last few weeks, you have been carrying a quiet exhaustion in your bones. A heavy fog has settled over your mind, making it hard to think clearly or hear the divine instructions you used to receive so easily. You thought it was just the stress of daily life, or maybe you thought you were losing your edge. But heaven is issuing a warning today. The enemy does not want you to realize that this mental fog is not a natural decline. It is a targeted spiritual attack designed to steal your focus right before your biggest door opens. Take a deep breath right now and hold it for a second. Notice how the room around you feels a little stiller. That quiet peace you are feeling in your chest is not something you created on your own. It is the signature of the Holy Spirit confirming that your frequency is locking into this message. Do not let your mind wander away from this moment. You are not wasting time by being present here. You are participating in your own divine restoration. You are a generational cycle breaker, and because of that, you carry a heavy mantle. You have spent years holding things together for everyone around you, acting as an anchor of light in very dark rooms. But lately you feel like you are operating on a fraction of your real power. You know there is a sharp intuition that used to guide you, but it feels suppressed. They told you it is just what happens when you carry too much weight. Heaven says that is a lie. Now I want to pause and hold something in front of you before we continue. Over the past few years, something has been discovered in research laboratories that most people who care about spiritual growth have never been told about. Not because it contradicts what is sacred, but because it came from a direction most of us are not watching. A small group of neuroscientists led by a doctor in New York who has spent 20 years studying this found something about the way the human brain is designed. It explains exactly what spiritually sensitive people have felt but have never been able to name. I am going to tell you exactly what they found later in this message. But right now, I need you to hold this one question in your spirit. What if the reason your mind feels foggy is not age, and it is not a lack of discipline? What if something was stolen from you at the neural level, and heaven is finally handing you the exact protocol to take it back? Let me reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs completely backwards. For months you have been waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning. You stare at the ceiling and feel a heavy silence in the room. You thought it was just stress keeping you awake. You thought your body was simply failing to rest. But heaven wants you to know that those waking moments are not random. That is the exact hour the spiritual realm is most active, and your spirit is being pulled to attention because you are a watchman. You are standing sentinel over your family, even when your physical eyes are closed. The deep exhaustion you feel during the day, the kind of tired that sits heavy in your bones and makes you want to pull away from crowds, is not a character flaw. People around you might call you antisocial or tell you that you are thinking too much. Do not listen to them. You are an emotional sponge designed to feel the shifts in the atmosphere. The reason you feel so drained is that your spirit is working overtime in the unseen realm, absorbing and neutralizing the negative frequencies that the enemy tries to send into your home. You are exhausted because you are fighting battles that no one else can even see. You used to have a mind that was sharp and incredibly creative. You could read a room instantly and know exactly who was genuine and who was wearing a mask. But recently you find yourself losing words in the middle of a sentence or feeling entirely overwhelmed by simple tasks. The world calls this getting older or being unfocused. The enemy desperately wants you to believe it is a permanent decline. But this is a temporary suppression. When you agreed with the lie that you were just not capable anymore, you built a shelter out of that lie. It is time to tear that false identity down. If right now your mind is suddenly urging you to scroll away, or if you feel a strange spike of impatience, you must recognize what is happening. The enemy rarely attacks hardest when you are stagnant. He attacks hardest when you are exactly one step away from a major elevation. The closer you get to clarity, the stronger the pull will be to return to distraction. He wants you bored. He wants you numb. Do not let him win this moment. Resist the urge to leave, because your breakthrough depends on your obedience to stay anchored here. You see, the darkness fears what you carry. You are not a regular human living a difficult life. You are a celestial warrior operating in enemy territory, and you carry a blueprint that can break generational curses. The enemy knows that if you ever wake up to the full capacity of your mind, you will become absolutely unstoppable. So instead of fighting you directly, he floods your daily life with petty conflicts, toxic people, and endless small emergencies. He creates a constant noise to drain your energy, so that you never have enough strength left to step into your true kingdom assignment. What felt like bitter isolation over this past season was actually divine insulation. God cleared the room. He removed people from your life who were only there to drain your light. You mourned those losses because your heart is pure, and you wanted to extend grace to them. But you cannot heal someone who is committed to misunderstanding you. Heaven had to create a physical distance to protect your inner architecture from frequencies that could not travel with you to this next dimension. It was not rejection. It was a holy rescue mission. You have been so hard on yourself, believing that you are falling behind or failing your purpose because you do not have the energy to hustle like the rest of the world. But heaven does not measure your progress by how much you produce. Heaven measures your progress by your obedience and your stillness. The delay you have been crying about is not a denial of your blessing. It is the exact development phase required to prepare your physical body for the massive shift that is coming. You are not behind. You are being perfectly positioned. Here is the profound truth most people miss entirely. Every major figure in the scriptures who carried a massive assignment had to go through this exact same season of hiddenness. Think about Moses in the desert, or David waiting years after he was anointed before he ever took the throne. They were not being punished during those long years of silence. Their spirits were being forged so they could carry the weight of glory without being crushed by it. Your current season of isolation is not a sign of failure. It is the undeniable proof that heaven has placed a tremendous calling on your life. The world looks at your struggles and tells you that you are just experiencing a string of bad luck. Even you have started to agree with the lie that you are somehow a victim of your circumstances. But I need to break that false identity off of you right now. You are not a victim of a cruel world. You are a demonstrated warrior of light, undergoing the ultimate spiritual test. Every time you chose to keep your heart soft, when people handed you betrayal, you were not being weak. You were mocking the plans of hell by refusing to let them turn you bitter. Look at the story of Joseph. He was given a massive prophetic dream, but before he could sit on the throne, he was thrown into a pit by his own brothers and left in a dark prison. Heaven documented every single tear he shed in the dark. The delay was not a denial of his dream. The prison was the exact place where his spiritual authority was forged. You are walking that exact same ancient path right now. The people who abandoned you were just playing their role in your divine preparation, moving you closer to your ultimate kingdom assignment. There is a specific reason why your tolerance for fake interactions has completely vanished over the last few days. You might have noticed a physical tightness in your chest when certain people speak to you now. I am going to explain exactly why heaven has altered your spiritual DNA to reject those connections in just a moment. But first, you must understand the exact mechanism the enemy is using to try and counteract this new level of discernment. Do not skip ahead, because this is where the spiritual warfare becomes extremely real. You see, the universe operates on strict laws of frequency and alignment. When God decides it is time to elevate you, He does not just change your circumstances, He completely recalibrates your inner frequency. The problem is that your new frequency immediately threatens the lower vibrations of the people and the environments you used to tolerate. That is why the warfare has felt so intense lately. The darkness is not attacking you because you are weak. The darkness is violently reacting to the immense light that is beginning to activate inside of you. You have survived the betrayal and you have endured the wilderness. But here is what the enemy does not want you to realize as we enter this next phase. He knows he cannot destroy you from the outside anymore. His only remaining strategy is to make you doubt your own capacity to receive the blessing that is already circling your life. He wants you to look at your foggy mind and your tired body and conclude that you are not ready for the very thing you have been praying for. He is trying to steal your confidence right at the finish line. Now here is where it goes deeper, and this is the part almost no one wants to say out loud. You have been looking for the enemy in your circumstances. You have been looking for him in the people who betrayed you and the doors that were slammed in your face. But heaven wants you to know that the strategy of the darkness shifted a long time ago. He realized he could not destroy your spirit, so he changed his target completely. He stopped attacking your circumstances and started attacking your capacity to process them. Chosen one, as we move deeper into this revelation, I need you to keep your spirit incredibly sharp. Pay close attention to what follows. The next few sentences represent a boundary line where many powerful people lose their way, and the enemy is praying you lose yours right now. Do not let distraction win. Anchor yourself here, because the truth I am about to speak will dismantle the hidden agreement that has kept you feeling stuck for years. The truth is that the enemy is no longer trying to block your blessing. The decree has already been read in the courts of heaven, and your elevation is locked in. The door is already opening. Since he cannot stop the provision from arriving, his only option is to disconnect your receiver. He wants to make sure that when the miracle finally manifests, your mind is too foggy and your body is too exhausted to actually step into it. He is targeting your neurological capacity to hold what heaven is pouring out. That is why your mind feels like it is walking through mud. You have called it a lack of discipline. You have wondered if you are just not trying hard enough. Let me reframe your reality completely. This is not about you needing to push through or work harder. Your spiritual exhaustion is real, but it has manifested as a physical block in your mind. The darkness is literally attempting a neural theft, trying to suppress your God-given creative genius so that you feel entirely unqualified for the new season you are entering. Think about what happens when a massive opportunity is handed to someone who is running on a broken receiver. They drop it, they mismanage it, or they reject it entirely because it feels like too much of a burden. That is exactly what hell has planned for you. The enemy wants you so drained by trivial battles that when your true kingdom assignment appears, you say you are simply too tired to take it. He wants you to sleep through the exact divine window heaven scheduled for your breakthrough. But what the enemy did not anticipate is that heaven documented every single moment of this theft. God sees exactly how the noise of the world has slowly suppressed your original frequency. You have felt this deep aching knowing that your mind is meant for so much more than this constant state of survival. That knowing is not just a wish. It is a prophetic memory of how you were designed to operate, and the timeline for your massive restoration has officially been activated. Remember the heavy fog and the profound exhaustion we talked about at the very beginning of this message. You thought you were just losing your edge, but here is the truth. Heaven wants you to finally hear and accept. That pressure in your head and that constant fatigue was never a permanent decline of your abilities. It is the physical symptom of a highly coordinated spiritual theft. The enemy realized long ago that he could not touch your spirit directly because you belong to the Most High. So instead, he attacked the very instrument your spirit uses to navigate this physical world. He targeted the biological receiver of your mind. You have been apologizing for years, thinking you were just not trying hard enough or praying hard enough to break through the silence. You called it a lack of willpower or a personal failure. Let me reframe that entirely for you right now. What was actually happening is that the constant noise, the generational trauma, and the endless spiritual warfare of the modern world slowly forced your mind into a pure survival state. You were born with a mind that operated at the level of a creative genius, fully synchronized and capable of receiving direct downloads from heaven. But that massive capacity was systematically suppressed over time. Your divine receiver was knocked offline by design. Now I want to close the loop that has been open since the very first seconds of this message. I told you there was a massive discovery made in research laboratories that I was going to come back to. I want to tell you exactly why I waited until this specific moment to bring it forward. Because what they found in those laboratories is not just interesting information to make you feel better. What they found is a tangible physical solution, and a solution only becomes truly useful once your spirit understands the full shape of the problem it solves. You now understand the true shape of the theft. I am about to reveal exactly how to restore the entire cognitive capacity that was stolen from you. What I am going to show you will connect the spiritual exhaustion you have felt with a massive breakthrough discovered by actual neuroscientists. But before I give you the specific protocol to reactivate your mind, you must understand why this bridge between science and the spirit changes everything for a chosen one. Do not let your mind wander right now, and do not scroll away. The enemy does not want you to hear this next sentence because it completely destroys his strategy against you. For decades, the world of science and the spiritual realm were treated as complete opposites, kept entirely separate by people who did not understand how heaven operates. But a small group of brilliant researchers began to realize that the spiritual experiences of deep intuition, profound peace, and total clarity actually have a measurable biological signature. They discovered that when a person is operating in their true divine calling, their brain is not fragmented, stressed, or running on fumes. It is operating in a state of absolute total synchronization. The two halves of the mind are working together perfectly, processing unseen frequencies that most ordinary people are completely blind to. This synchronized state is the exact condition the enemy has been trying to keep you out of for your entire life. He knows perfectly well that a chosen one with a fragmented mind can only manage to survive the day. But a chosen one with a fully activated and restored mind will completely conquer their reality and shift the atmosphere of their entire bloodline. The fatigue and the fog are just the natural results of trying to carry a massive kingdom assignment on a receiver that is only partially functioning. Heaven is not asking you to try harder or push through the intense fog anymore. Heaven is stepping in to provide the physical tool to repair the receiver. Do not let your mind wander right now. Lock your attention completely on my voice, because the answer to your exhaustion is right here. In 1981, a brilliant researcher named Dr. Roger Sperry won the Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking work on split brain research. He proved that the two hemispheres of your brain were intricately designed to operate in total synchronization. Studies show that 98% of children operate at a creative genius level because their minds are fully synced, but less than 1 in 1,000 adults maintain it. Modern life and continuous spiritual warfare gradually erode this vital connection. It is not a spiritual failure or a lack of faith. It is a proven physiological reality. A woman from California described exactly what this disconnection felt like before she found the answer. She had tried everything intense, prayer, fasting, and every spiritual practice her community offered, but she still felt entirely blocked. 10 days after using what I am about to show you, she said, a channel that had been blocked for years was suddenly wide open, not because she tried harder, but because her physical receiver was finally repaired. A man from Texas experienced something incredibly similar. He spent years holding heavy responsibilities for his family while his own mind felt completely exhausted, and he said his prayers felt like talking to a brick wall. 2 weeks later, he woke up and described his mind as running on full capacity. The thick fog was completely gone. That happened because of what the team I am about to describe finally discovered. A dedicated team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Daniel Barone in New York, spent years working on a solution. They took over an hour of clinical neural sync technology, the exact kind used in highly specialized medical settings, and through an intensive refinement process, they turned it into a simple 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. 8 minutes a day, headphones on, eyes closed. That is the absolute entirety of the physical requirement. They call it the genius switch. It is not a basic brainwave track. It is not a meditation app or a frequency meant to change your mood. It is a targeted auditory sequence specifically engineered based on the Nobel Prize research of Dr. Roger Sperry to reconnect your two hemispheres and completely restore the whole brain activation you were born with. If you have used standard frequency tracks before and found them underwhelming, Dr. Barone explains exactly why. Sound waves alone only address a tiny fraction of the picture, and they are incomplete. What his team built uses a multi-layer protocol to restore your mind at the whole brain level. But I must be very clear, the genius switch is not for everyone. It is strictly for the chosen one who understands that God prepared not only the divine promise, but the physical mind that must walk into it. It is for the person who has done the deep spiritual work, who feels the heavy call on their life, and who is ready to stop treating the mental fog as a personal flaw and start treating it as something that has a specific physical address. Colleagues in the medical field suggested this clinical-grade protocol would be an incredible value, even at $500, especially since an in-home neurofeedback machine costs over $7,000. But Dr. Barone did not release it at $500. He did not even release it at $100. It was released to the public at $49. Today, on his official page, there is an additional discount, bringing it to exactly $39. That includes 4 free bonuses, like a guided visualization and a classic manifestation text, plus a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Listen to it once or listen to it 80 times. If it does not restore your clarity the way it has for over 18,000 other people, every single dollar is returned with absolutely no conditions. The massive provision heaven has already placed near you only becomes fully visible when you are operating in a synchronized state. What is coming for you is already in motion, and the only question is whether you will arrive at the door with your receiver fully online. I need to warn you clearly about something else. If you search for this on video or music platforms, you will find fake tracks using the name, but containing absolutely zero real neural sync technology. The mechanism is what creates the shift, and that mechanism only exists in what his official team built. If your spirit resonates with this truth, the direct path to it is in the description below and in the pinned comment. You can read every detail on their page before making any decision. Please hear me on this final point. The tool does not replace God. The tool does not replace your obedience or your spiritual journey. It does not fight the unseen battles for you. But a tool that effectively restores your biological receiver simply gives what God is already doing a clear, strong place to land. It allows your physical mind to fully hold the massive revelation that the Spirit is constantly pouring out. And for the chosen one who felt something stir when the restoration of the mind was mentioned earlier, that specific resource is placed in the description and the pinned comment for those whose spirit confirmed it. It is a small step, but small steps taken from a clear mind have changed entire seasons. That is the only place I will mention it before we close. The rest of what remains in this message belongs entirely to the sealing of your spirit. Every single second you stay connected to this message, right now, a chain of self-sabotage is being broken in the unseen realm. You are not just listening to words on a screen anymore. You are actively participating in your own divine restoration. I need you to prepare your heart for the sacred seal. We are about to lock this frequency into your reality so that the enemy cannot steal the revelation you just received. Place your hand over your heart right now and take a slow, deep breath. Notice the stillness that is settling over your physical body. That calm is the atmosphere of heaven rearranging the space around you. We are going to pause for just a moment to acknowledge the immense grace that brought you to this exact intersection in time. You survived the wilderness, and heaven is deeply pleased with your endurance. Now, I want you to release everything that was never yours to carry in the first place. You have held the emotional weight of your entire family, and you have absorbed the pain of people who refuse to heal themselves. Speak this softly into the room around you. I release the burden of being the savior for those who do not want to be saved. I release the guilt of outgrowing the spaces that were only meant to be temporary. The watchman is finally allowed to rest. You are stepping out of the survival frequency and into the realm of absolute divine authority. From this exact moment forward, the fog is lifting and the mental exhaustion is commanded to leave your body. Speak this declaration with holy conviction. I am a cycle breaker, and my mind is a fortified vessel for the glory of the Most High. The season of delay is officially over, and my season of accelerated breakthrough begins today. I am reclaiming every piece of my spiritual power that was stolen in the dark. Let those words settle deep into your spirit. The atmosphere in your room has completely shifted, and the enemy no longer has access to your peace. To sign your name on this heavenly decree, type "I am ready" for what God is revealing in the comments below. This is not just typing a comment. This is your physical signature on the relocation order, giving heaven the total authorization to complete the move. The angels are waiting for your agreement. Before we close this sacred space, hit the like button. Do not do it for this channel, but do it so this exact frequency can reach another chosen one who is struggling in the dark right now. Subscribe immediately and turn on your notifications, because heaven is not done speaking to you and you cannot afford to miss the next instruction. Share this message with someone you love who has been unusually quiet lately, because this might be the lifeline they have been desperately praying for. Now we come to the final door. The path I mentioned earlier has not moved, and everything waiting behind it is exactly what I described. The genius switch is the physical key designed to completely restore your biological receiver, and it is waiting for you to pick it up. $39 to walk through, accompanied by a guarantee that costs you absolutely nothing to try, with 4 massive resources waiting on the other side. The direct path to it is located in the description below and in the comment pinned to this video. Both point to the exact same door, and neither one will move if you come back looking for it tomorrow. As you step away from this message today, do not step into tomorrow carrying yesterday and its heavy frequency. The enemy has officially lost his grip on your mind, and the fog is permanently commanded to lift. Walk forward with an unshakable confidence, knowing that the Most High is actively fighting your unseen battles. You are a chosen vessel of light, and your long season of hiding is entirely over. Let the deep peace of heaven rest upon your mind, your home, and your bloodline forever.